Hi guys, it's Kelly, and again you can see I've got this huge mess on my desk. Well, when I was cleaning and going over things, and I think my last video, I deleted the last video, so that's okay. Anyways, I found a bunch, not this one, and not this one. Not this, and this. Well, yeah, this, because okay. Anyways, I found a bunch of signatures that I'd been playing along with, you know, and I'd find them and I'd be like, ooh, this'll fit, this'll make a great signature for a junk journal, right? So it seems all I've been doing is making signatures. You know, they look fabulous, right? Okay, so I'm making all these signatures, different sizes, different styles, different, you know, material. And I'm thinking, okay, I've got all of these signatures here. I first pulled all this out because I thought, man, you know what? We're going to use some painting papers, and we're going to use some more napkins and baby wipes. And then I found all these signatures, and I thought, why make more signatures when I can use the ones I have? Okay, so today we are actually, I wanted to do something on dominoes again, but I'm going to take all of this . Oh my gosh, that's so cute. That's funny. Hold on.
Just like they do in the Korean priests.
Oops. Where'd that little piece go?
Oh, it's stuck inside. It's hanging underneath.
I see it. All right.
Please stop doing that.
I'm trying not to. And see, I just dropped my envelope. Okay. Dad made his own steampunk top hat. Isn't that cool? It's itty bitty. I love it. Okay.
When Tristan gets done building the robot?
Yeah.
I'll put it on.
With all that, I dropped my... Do you remember my video about the big envelope storage? Okay, well, I use, instead of having them, all of this bulk fill up my my drop paper bag. Look how pretty that one is. I could just take them and stuff them. I could probably fold them and it would work a lot better. Actually, I like that one. I think I'm going to leave that one out. That one and that one. And these I'll put away. And yeah, I could fold them and they'd fit a lot better, but right now I know you're not watching my video just so I can fold napkins. But because these bags are so great, I can put them all in there, and there's all of my napkins, all of my baby wipes, all of my tissues that are painting paper, like painting papers, okay? And they're all in one spot. It's another reason I like these bags. Okay, here's my painting papers that no, I have not organized because other people have sent me some. I'm going to set this aside because we may need some to help offset something else. Alright, this is that envelope, which goes somewhere else. Actually, it goes right here. Okay, here are those, my attempt at my alcohol ink on photo paper, which I think came out pretty good. Took me a little while to figure it out. Uh-oh, this one's stuck. You know, and some of them came out a little splotchy like that one. But that's not bad. I like that. So we'll hold on to that one. Obviously, a postcard isn't going to do it. So, and then here's this small mini cover I made for Mardi Gras when I was doing that Mardi Gras challenge. And we'll hold on to that one. Here's a couple others that I tried with, oh gosh, I was trying to do dendritic patterning. I like that one, and I like that one. I don't remember how I did that one. I think there were alcohol sprays. Okay. And then just, here's some more. Most of these are steampunk because I was getting into the mood. Alright, so we'll start with what we've got. We'll set all these others aside. Yeah, I've been a busy baby. And this is an envelope from Carrie Ann Thomas. I love the back and I love the front, which you can't see. I'm holding loose. So there's the front. There's the back. So I cut that. I want to be able to use that. And then just some different shimmer mists and different colors. So, but let's put these aside. Oh, I forgot some. Shaving cream. That was my first attempt. But I only had one of those little bitty trial size ones. So I wasn't really able to keep running it through and passing it back and forth. But I did do that. I love that. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it yet, but I love it anyway. And then this one. I really like this one. I don't know if you can see the shimmer in it, but all of it is shimmer sprays. And then here's some blanks. So, let's get started. Let me get a cup of Java started. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm starting to feel human again. Oh, this wasn't going to work. We were going to hold on to these and maybe use some of those. Okay, but we're going to set those aside. Now, I've got some little ones here that I don't remember what I was doing with. But I think they would go great in this little one that I started when I was doing my scraps. So I can add some more signatures to this one. Let me see. Okay, that's not going to work. Which one would I put it on? Because I can't open this one. I guess I would put it on this one. Because it's the same size. There's my hole punch. Okay, if I'm doing this wrong, I'm like, oh. Oh, come on, really? Nope, this one won't work because I can't get to the holes. We'll have to try something else to add to this one. Now, I've been trying with junk journals, okay, for a while. Well, not a while, but I mean, I've made a couple. But I'm still at that, I'm afraid of where to start. No, that won't work. And I still feel like a noob. A newbie. See, those are those, well, you didn't see them, but I did a video where we made our own stencils, okay? And we sprayed them. kind of like a spring thing. But then there were things that I was talking about on there that I couldn't find a way to edit out. And because I ended up deleting the entire video. It was like a 2-hour video. But better that than someone lose their life. Because apparently I was giving away trade secrets. And it could have costed someone their life. So, I couldn't edit that part out. Couldn't figure out how. So, I just deleted the whole thing. And if that isn't vague enough, you know, hey, I don't know what to tell you. But, had to do with persecution and a trade secret for our missionaries. And I was telling my dad about it, and he was like, don't publish that. I was like, okay. And then I thought about it, and it made a whole lot of sense. Okay, I've got some old postage envelope. Okay, you know those kind of real hard cardboard ones? So I'm going to use this as the front and the back, and I'll set these aside. And I may have to cut it down, actually, because I wanted to use these signatures that match. Let me make sure they match. Ish. Okay, they match ish. Take this off. They match ish. Okay, so what's this one? That one's a little too short. Actually, that one matches that one. And so does that one, and so does that one. So, there we go. Yep, I put all my signatures together and even added some line paper for journal purposes. Now, normally, I think this isn't the one I want. I'm gonna go the easy route today. I was gonna do the blanket stitch, or not the blanket stitch, the 5-hole whatever stitch. But this cardboard was too hard that I won't be able to score it to give me a good edge. Unless, let me see, I might have a way to do that anyway. So we're going to use this as the inside. And we'll do the cut edges. I forgot how I did it before. I need more coffee. How did I did it? I don't remember. Okay, well, in that case, we're going to hope and pray that this will work today, because the signatures are big enough. I'm going to do it on that side. How come the one side goes in further than the other? That's because there's something stuck in there. Huh. That's why I was having such a difficulty. Okay, so let's see if this will work now. Nope, this side doesn't want to go in all the way. And I wonder why. Because there's another something stuck in there. Look at that. All this time I've been worried. And all I had to do was check it. Okay. So maybe yay, it went all the way in. Up. Let's hope and pray. Let's see if these will match up. Oh, good. Okay. That was my only problem. I should have marked the envelope, or marked the ruler, so I knew which way to go. Oops, dang it. Can you tell I am not very coordinated this morning? Okay, this has got to come out just a little. Okay. And let's hope they match. Yay, they did! Alrighty. There's front and back. Now let's do... well... I think this is the problem I had last time. And my holes ended up being cockeyed. Because look. Oop! Ooh, that just popped me right in the face. That would have been funny. If I would have caught it on camera, that is. Yeah, see, this doesn't want to... Okay. Well, instead of spending all day on this, let me see. Oh, wow. I forgot that empties. That's a good little hole punch. Okay. Pop that in there, and we will set this aside because we are going to actually sew this in. And I have not done that in a long time. trying to make things easy. Really don't want to cut that. So let's do a 2 signature journal. We'll put this aside. And let me see. I don't have anything in there. I don't have anything in there. How about this? See, I like that. It's like opening up a journal to another journal. I think I'm going to do that. If I've got one more page like that, which I'm hoping I do. And I do. So that is awesome. Okay. So what we're going to do is 3 mini journals into 1 big journal. And we are going to where's my cutting board? Okay, hold 1 second. I've got some really, really sophisticated equipment I gotta grab real quick, and it's just off to my left. So, I'll be right back. And that. Do you see that? Pretty snazzy, huh? Let's put these others out of the way for now. Oh, so it's right there. Pretty fancy equipment, isn't it? It's an ice pick. I don't have an awl. Here's a hammer. And then, of course, one of my old cutting boards that somebody put in the dishwasher that's split. You never put a wooden cutting board in a dishwasher. That's just dumb. So when it's split, instead of throwing the pieces out, I'm recycling. I know, I'm sounding like a dork right now. But that's okay. So what we're going to do is make sure these are all together. And I guess I need to make a template, don't I? I always hated making templates. Oh. I'm lost. I don't know how to make a template. Let me see. Oh, I can't use domino graphics. Let's put you back. I don't really want to use those. So let's put you over here. I wonder if I could use this. Yeah, that would work. Mark a hole. Mark a hole. I probably should have just put a dot, shouldn't I? And then we'll do one in the middle. Alright, so we're just going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. That's what it's called. Now, I could actually use my sewing machine. I have not used my sewing machine on stuff like this yet. Wonder if I could. I don't know. But right now, we're just going to go the old-fashioned way. And make sure this is on my cutting board. And hold your ears for just a second, because I got to let my dad know so I don't give him a heart attack. Dad, I'm fixing to start pounding. Okay. And if you didn't hear that, he's outside. Sorry about that, guys. Did it go all the way through? Yep, look. That's so cool. Okay. Now we'll go to the middle one. And do the same thing. And see, doing it this way, I'm going through all the layers of the signature. Make sure. Yep. Through all the layers. Okay. So what we're going to do now is actually we're going to grab one of these journal sheets. Okay. And we're going to flip that together. And we'll use this one as our template for the next. So let's open to the middle of this one. Which of course has journal pages. Should be about the same size. Where's my bone folder? There it is. Alrighty. So we will open it to the center. Okay, that's not the center. And that's not the center. Okay, there we go. And we will put that right there. And I'm going to clamp that down. And, nope, let's clamp this side. There we go. And we'll do it this way. There are some people who make these wooden contraptions that have a channel in them that would make it really easy for you to poke signature holes. To me, that seems like too much work. So, okay. And this one's done. Yep. We got one more to do. And then we can sew them all together. There we go. Okay. Alrighty, except I forgot to get out my template. Now, there may be easier, like I said, easier ways to do this. My brain just works in odd ways. And to me, this is easy. Okay. Okay, so we've got all three signatures poked. Now the question becomes, that isn't going to work. I need something with a longer reach. That'll work. Okay, so what should we use as a cover? Oh, we were going to use these, right? No, we weren't. Okay, those are poked, and I still have the template. So we're going to set these aside for a minute, and I'm going to grab a file folder, because those always make great covers. This is the odd one I have. The others are manila, and I figured this will save me some time. Okay. All right. So what are we going to do? Well, we know it's not... Well, it's bigger than a breadbasket, right? So let's put this in here. We'll put my hammer in here now that I know where it's at after I can get it to fit. My bone folder goes back. Okay, so let's cut these pieces that we know we're not going to be using off. Now, I'm not going to throw them away because obviously I could probably figure out something to do with them. Yeah. Alrighty. Whoops. Wonder what that happened for. Oh, now let's measure so I don't have to cut too much. Oh, good golly. Okay, now how... That just doesn't make sense to me. I don't do math very well. So let's go this route. Okay, we've got 4 1/4. So we'll do 4 1/2, 4 1/2, and 4 1/2 is 9. So we'll cut it 9 inches long. And 5 1/2, so we'll cut it 5 3/4. So it's 9 by 5 3/4. Oops. Okay. And yeah, I don't have a lot of workspace here, guys. Not at the moment. Not with my computer off to the side. And my Mod Podge out, which I'll need in a little bit. Okay, so I said 9 by 5 3/4. So this will be 5 3/4. I'm going to go ahead and move it up to 6 just in case. Okay. So that's 5 3/4, and we'll put this aside. Now we need 9. And actually, I put it at 9 1/2 because I forgot I want to score this. So 9 1/2 is 4 3/4, right? Okay, well, let's just do this. Alright, we'll pinch one corner. And then we will score a 1/4 inch on this side. And a 1/4 inch on this side. There, that should be big enough. That's a 1/2 inch. And it matches! Yay! Okay, you see that? Alright, so let me put this down here. And I've got 3 signatures. So, I'm going to have to mark. Oh, good golly molly. Okay, let me find my template. Well, I guess it wouldn't really matter since they'll all be the same. Okay. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. I may only be able to fit 2 of them in here, but I'll try. There we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's good enough for peanut butter, isn't it? wouldn't you say? Okay, now what kind of string would you use to bind something this kind of strong? Well, the first thing I would do is trying not to make a mess of, of these holes, because my awl is so big when I punch it through to all of it. I want to make sure I get, you know, I don't want one big hole that covers up two of them. So since we're putting 3 signatures in this, yes, I'm sorry, Tim Holtz, I'm using your die pick. But it was the closest thing I had, so deal with it. If your stuff wasn't so daggum expensive, I'd buy another one. Things are so expensive nowadays. People wonder why, you know, they choose to shop from stores in the Orient. I'll say it that way. You know, since we're not allowed to say that company's name online. So, embroidery floss. That's a really good, what do you call it? Medium to use. Okay, so now I can put my hammer up. Alright, let me put this aside. And I'm going to grab some really pretty floral, not floral, complementary embroidery floss. So give me just a second and I'll be right back. Okay, I brought out 4 different colors, wondering, well, matching with the others, wondering which one would look better. There's the pink. I don't know if you can see that very well. I think that's too off. This is like a champagne color. I don't know. I'm looking at a light lavender, which doesn't quite meet the shade requirements. And the last one I think I might go with is another shade of purple. I think that's about the best I'm going to come up with. Okay? So, I'm going to pull the ends off. Most embroidery people are like, don't do that, you'll forget the die number. Okay, now apparently you want your piece about 3 times the length. That's 1, 2, 3. So give or take. Okay. I'm going to do it again since I'm already out here. Let's see. That's 1, 2, 3. So do I have 3? Looks like it. Alright, and these I will put off to the side so I can put them away later. Okay guys, be right back. I need to refill my coffee. It's almost empty. Okay, I'm back. See, full cup. Except I was turned and talking to my dad and I added way too much creamer for me. But that's okay. Coffee is coffee. I will drink it. Alright, so now that we've got the 3 holes in here. Oh, let's see. Let's just put it all together. Alright. I've got a needle that works, but I keep it in my other desk behind me. Oh, let me find it. Oh, come on. Where you be? There you are. And it actually may be too thick for these holes. I probably should have given me a bigger... Let's see. We may only do 2. Only because... this seems so narrow. So we'll see. I know it's such a big eye, right? Okay. Now, I start from, I think it's the inside. I don't remember. I'll probably have to take it out because I haven't done this in a while. Usually, I've been using my my hole punch. But you want to leave a tail. So, what I'm going to do, so it doesn't come through. Now, see? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So I went in the middle. Alright, and you want to kind of keep it tight. Okay, so I'm going to go up to the top. Push that hole through if I can. Yeah, see, this is already ripped into the second hole, so we're only going to be able to do 2 signatures here. Okay. So I go, let me remember. Yeah. I'll go back through the second hole. Okay. And then I'll go down through this hole. Yeah, see that needle just... I'll go back through this one. Yeah, I should have left the... I just did this all wrong, didn't I? Yes, I did. So we're going to pull it out and we're going to start it over. Okay. Now I'm going to go from the inside, or from the outside in. From the bottom. I don't remember why I started in the middle last time. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done this. So it's going to take me a few minutes to get back into the swing of things. Let go. I'm going to clip my tail so I don't lose it. Alright, so I went in 1, go down all the way to the bottom. Back to the top. You know what I'm doing? Oh my gosh. I am such a flippin' moron. I'm sitting here showing this into the book, and I don't even have my signature. OMG. And I do it through the middle. Do. Ha ha ha. Told you it's been a while since I've done this. Alright, there we go. Okay, so we'll go now either which way doesn't matter. We're going to go down, through, make sure I'm in the right lineup. And then we're going to come up through the top. Okay, make sure that's nice and tight. Now when I come back through the middle, see how this tail is on this side of the string? When I come back through the middle, I want it to be on this side. So I'm going to kind of push that down a little so I can make sure that when I punch it through the hole, it's on this side. And you'll see why in just a minute. Okay, see? It's both on this side. They're both tightened. I guess I don't need 3 lengths. Huh. Alright. With them being tightened, we can go ahead and knot it off. Some people do this in the inside. And some people do this on the outside. I'm doing a square knot. Strongest knot that I know of, except the Stygian knot. And I don't know how to do that. Okay? That's right over left and under, and then left over right and under. That's a square knot. Alright, and I will... Well, let's leave that one long. Okay. Wondering if I can even still use this. Well, the only way we'll know is if we try. So, let's try. And we will... Ooh, it may not be, but we will see. Okay, this one's done. So we will close it. Which side did we use? Okay, good. We got one more hole. And we will go in. There we go. This side. And believe not. Or tail. Okay. In this side, we'll go up one. All the way down. I'm sorry if I'm not showing you. I did it again. Oh my gosh. Can you believe how goofy I am? Holy free holies. I've got to be the biggest moron I think I've ever met in my life. And I've met a lot. Trust me. In fact, I married 2 of them. No, I can't say that. Okay, so let's do this again, but the right way. Okay, there's that. I can't believe I was doing that again without the signatures. Okay. Okay, we'll give him just like that. We will go through this one. And through that hole. Go all the way down. This really is an easy stitch. It just helps if you, when you're doing the stitching, that you're actually putting in the signature. Okay. Now, same thing. Let me find out where we are. Alright, so this one's on this side. So when we go back through, we'll make sure we go through on the opposite side. Yeah. Alrighty. So then we'll do the same here. Left over right and under. You pull that tight, and then you take the right over left and under. And that, my friends, is a square knot. Now, we've got 2 signatures in here. You could put danglies on this, which I'm going to kind of cut this one short. That one shorter. Okay. You can put danglies on it, or you can cover it up. Alright? But now, here we've got, it's like 2 journals within a journal. Me, I'm not so happy with that. That does not look like it's going to hold very well, does it? Okay, so what can I do? I know. This is going to sound funny, okay? But it will make a seal. Okay, why is this not there? Okay, see that? What that's doing is that's just securing or stabilizing the holes. Because for me, I told you, I'd rather just punch holes with my hole puncher and do a book ring journal. Okay. Now, another thing that I did in my video yesterday that I deleted is I made this right here. There's rocks in the bottom. These see, I have a whole bag of them. Are from Pringles cans. The snack kind. Alright. And what I did was I found some coordinating paper that I really liked, that matte paper, and then this one that looked like leather. Alright. And I used my double-faced tape and covered it with the paper that I liked. I glued the bottoms, you know, the caps to the bottom to give it more security. And then again, I traced out a piece of, okay, these rocks are going to fall out anyway. I'll tell you the meaning for the rocks in a minute. I cut out a piece of cardboard, okay, that kind of united them together. And then I put a little bit of glue right here and right here to help stabilize them, all right? Now, it's still pretty light. You wanted to know, why the heck did you make that thing in the first place? Well, put some rocks in. Some pretty rocks. Okay. This is what I made it for. I have no idea what I'm going to do with that one, but the third one helped stabilize it, so I figure, you know, I could do something like my scissors, which I always seem to can't not be able to find, you know. There's my, no, those are too small. My other scissors right here. You know, I could always do that, or I could put another tool in that I don't have, but I don't know. Anyways, but this is to help keep it from, you know, making a glue mess all over my table. Although, I do use a thin plastic, one of those, when you get a roll of CDs and it has that clear plastic one on top, this is what I usually set my glue gun on. So you can see my glue gun is dripped. Well, this is my second glue gun that I've had my whole life. The other one lasted like 20-some years. But, so when I'm using my glue gun, I put it in that or in this. Now, I didn't know which was easier, so, and it may have just ended up being a project that didn't even need to be done. But it might help someone, you know. It's just 3 Pringles cans and some paper, hot glue, and a couple of rocks that you can find outside. These I got at the Goodwill. So I can set these over here and pull them out anytime I need them. But that's what, one of the things I made yesterday that that I ended up deleting. We also made our homemade stencils with hot glue. Okay. Now, obviously, these are just small. Your best bet is to take a piece of wax paper or parchment paper. Draw out your design. Okay, whatever design you want to have as a stencil. All right, do it with pencil. That way you've got a guiding line for your glue gun and it won't come out looking all lumberjawed. See, mine looks kind of lumberjawed, but that's okay because I like that look, you know. And then we used them after we made them. The only thing you have to remember when you're making your own stencils is make sure that each piece touches. And if you have a skinny piece, you can always go back over that. But if you have too thin of a line of glue, when you go to peel up your stencil, it's going to tear and you'll have a hole. So make sure each of your lines of glue are thick enough to handle the stress. Okay, now look, I can fold these up just like that. See that? And pop! It popped right out again. Now, when you're storing them, I suggest not laying them on top of each other to store them. Okay? Just put a small piece of a napkin or a piece of tracing paper, or just put them in separate sleeves so they don't stick together, especially since summer's coming and it's going to get hot. So that was another thing we made. And we made a signature with those stencils. I don't know if you can see that very well. Okay, there's the heart one. There's the square one. There's the circular one. I was using different mediums too. This one I used a true red acrylic, but it was a water spray, so it was it wasn't an alcohol spray. It was done with water, so it seeped under some of the things. But I was using different techniques, you know. I used acrylic with water, acrylic with alcohol, and then I just used alcohol ink. Okay, so I wanted to see which one looked better. See, I really like that one. I used a whole bunch of them, but I love how it made those little circles right there. Please, please, please. There it is. See how it did that? I have no idea how it did that, but it did, and it came out beautiful. Okay, then I wanted some more spring colors, so the other side of that, we did hearts and squares and circles. Circles, squares, and more hearts. So we made a signature yesterday with our new stencils that we played with, that obviously I didn't post, so you're just hearing about it now. Apologize, but it was necessary that I delete that video. I kind of went on a rant, and when I brought some certain things up, not about anybody in the crafting community, no. It was about a certain missionary going to a certain country. And I gave away a secret that I should not have given away. And so I tried to edit it out, and I couldn't figure it out, so I just deleted the whole video. But we had a really good time. At least I did. Okay? So that was one of the things we did. And another thing, you know, when I did my haul video not too long ago, I got a bunch of steampunk stuff in the mail that I've been waiting for forever, okay? And I showed you how to make these. I do have a video at the beginning of my playlist in Coffee Cup Crafts with Kelly that shows you how to make these, okay? But if you haven't seen it yet, give me a second. Pull all these out. Okay. And it's heavy, trust me. This is all my die storage. Okay? And they're all dyed, they're all laying flat. Let me see. Okay. They're all laying flat on a surface. You know, so they're not getting warped, they're not getting bent, they're not getting dusty, they're not getting lost. And I keep all my dies in here. There's over 200 dies now. When I first started, oh, here's some extra magnet. I'll put that off to the side. When I first started and I was ordering dies, I was just grabbing whatever sounded good. Okay? But all of my dies are in here. Oh, that one I didn't know what to do with it because it was a stamp and a die. And I love that it's a mermaid. So I just threw it in here for now. I have... Okay. There. I have extra envelope sleeves because of the last time that I showed the video. I made some more. And then again last night yesterday when I did the video, I made some more just to show how to do it. But this is what else we did yesterday. And I wanted to remind you that look how much room I have for more. Now, the only problem is if you're weak or you can't carry heavy things, you'll want to put these in a container that sets stationary on top of something. So that way you can just flip through and see which dies you want. This right now, at only half full, weighs about the same as, well, Probably a 5-pound to 8-pound bag of potatoes. Maybe 10. I don't know. I've been working out. Eating my spinach. But it's very heavy. So you can put it in a basket even to make it look more decorative on your shelf or wherever you decide to store them. This fits perfectly into a little cubby hole I have in one of my shelving units. So that's where I keep mine. So that was one of the other things we worked on yesterday. And I believe that was it. So let's see if the glue has dried. It has. And it has even seeped out into the knots a little, which is good. Okay. So now, let's decorate it. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Okay, so, of course, we've got to make pockets. So I'm going to bring up my little bag of, I have a bag of envelopes, okay? Let's see. Alrighty. Oops. Remember all those cluster embellishments I made? Let's see. Here's a bag of something. Here's all those embellishments. And we've got more graphics and stuff right here. Oh, here's more envelopes in an envelope. So that should go right there. Oh, well. Well, that's going to hide everything. So we'll put that there. And we've got some tags and stuff we could probably use. Some stickers and some die cuts. Mother's Day is coming up, so let's make a journal for Mother's Day. Let's see. And we'll keep digging if we need to. Okay, now, oh, everything is flying away. Okay, I'll get those later. Alright, so let's look for maybe an envelope we can put in as a little goodie holder. I love that paper, that pineapple paper. This is from an envelope that Beth Hamilton sent me. So I'm going to set that right there for just a minute. Okay, here's a little envelope, but I wasn't thinking when I did it, and I did the back. So actually, what would be cool is to use it. Oh, I can do it that way and still use the back. That's good. Okay, here's some envelopes that were sent to me in Happy Mail that the person made themselves. So let's pull out what we have. Okay, these are ones I have not decorated. These little bitty square envelopes. They're perfect for like Twinchies and stuff. Little coin envelopes. Little odd colors envelopes. Okay. Let's see. We'll use that one. Maybe that one. Whoops. Almost fell out. Maybe that one. I'll see, now this one is already painted both sides, so we will go ahead and put that one over here and leave that one there. That one maybe. Okay. So we can put all of these envelopes back. So that's another envelope. Real pretty. When I tell you I recycle, I'm not kidding. I have Christmas cards from 1989 when I lived in Hawaii. Yeah, so it's It's not, it just is what it is, you know, that's all I can say. Okay, so we'll put, okay, since this is a bigger envelope, we'll put this in here. And then this is another one, so we'll put this in here. That's another big envelope. What are these? Oh, these are tags and stuff that were given to me. And what are these? Oh, these are more envelopes. Or pockets, envelopes and pockets that were given to me. Okay, these go over here. I don't know how those ended up in there, but here we go. And that's it for this one. Okay. So I'm going to put the envelopes in there. Now, these are things that were given to me, so I'm not putting those in a journal to give away because I haven't figured out what I want to do with them. Some of these are going in some of those frames I bought at the thrift store, the ones I showed in my small haul not too long ago. But yeah, I mean, they're beautiful. So these are going off to the side. Now, here's all my cluster Twinchies. Twinchies, listen to me. My cluster embellishments. So let's use some of those. And then I put a bunch of smaller graphics in this bag. So we'll check through it when we need. Come to find, you know, little things that might just pop up. Yeah, so I like making pockets. I like making just all kinds of things. I can't help it, you guys. Oh, goody, I get to use one of my butterflies. Oh, and check this out. Isn't this the cutest thing you have ever seen? Okay, it's an envelope with a pocket in it with a tag. Isn't that fabulous? I'm sorry to say I do not remember who sent this to me, but I'm keeping that because I want to figure out how to make more. Oh, here's a white one. Same thing. Oh, good. And here's some graphics with some words. Well, let's just start out with what we have, okay? And decide what we're going to do and where we're going to do it. And this extra signature, I'm going to leave those there. It's going to go with the other ones. Okay, so let's first decide where we're going to put some pockets. See, now that's pretty right there, but I don't want to cover all that up, so I'll probably put it here. But I want a piece of paper behind it. So let's check out our, oh, see, now I want some of that in there. Try that. Now this is big enough. And I really like that one. And if we need any other patterned papers, then I can go grab my box. But I think we'll do this for now. And I've got all my painting papers here, so I'm not super worried about it. Alrighty, this... Where's the envelope I wanted to use? Oh, that's so funny. Okay, so... Now see, that would be perfect right there, just like that. So let's bend down. Well, it's going to be a stinker, so... That and the fact that I don't have room. I don't have any room. I'll make sure the fold is on there. Nope, it isn't. Okay, now it is. Alright, there we go. There's that. And we'll put this back up in here. Okay, but I don't need both of these. I only need one. Let me see how big I want it. Well, it can't be any bigger than that, so stop. Alrighty. It did it again. The only thing I do not like about this fist scars is every stinking time it gets to that one spot where you can, you know, replace the blade, it falls out. So you have to be careful that it's not near that area when you go to move it. Alright, so we'll set that one up there. Now, how do we want to do this? I know I'm kind of starting in the middle, aren't I? Do we want to use tape or do we want to use glue? Let's use tape because the glue takes so long to dry. We may use glue on some things. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe I just did that. Okay, this side wants to curl up, so we're just going to take a smidgen off of this side. Alright. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to throw some tape on it. Oh, yes. Yeah, I haven't done a journal yet. Well, not on video, anyways. Well, I did mini journals. I don't know. I can't even keep up with it anymore. And then one down the middle. There. Okay, so now we're going to... Oh, I probably could have put the envelope on there first, but that's okay. Okay. Oops. Yeah, I'm not real good with the cleanup right away. Usually it gets pushed to the floor, not on purpose, but it does. And then it takes me 45 minutes just to pick everything up off the floor. I really like this envelope. But I want to be able to have... Let me see if I can find my circle punch. There it is. Just the little one I have. I used to have a bigger one. And sadly it passed. I've talked about this before. You know, it went to the Rainbow Bridge for circle punches in the sky. And hopefully it met a nice piece of paper. Alright. Oh, that one's a little ripped. Maybe I can put a sticker there. Anyway. But yeah, I don't... This is the biggest paper punch I have, and I think it's a 1/2 inch. But that's on my bucket list. One of the things I want to get is, I don't know, a 1-inch paper punch or a 2-inch. I don't know which one would be better. I don't really want one much bigger than that, because if I need something bigger than that, I can use one of my dies. Okay. Well, I'm already at 1 hour and a half. Wow. Time flies. There may be a part 2 to this. I get to house set next week for my son's animals. Him and his wife are going on vacation. And one of their dogs is half wolf, and the other half German Shepherd. And he's beautiful, but he's daggum near eating everything in their living room, including the coffee table, half their couch. Okay. Thank you. So, yeah. See, now that would be pretty in there, I think. Uh-oh. I forgot. Yep, that would be really pretty right there. But before we do anything, no, we'll put it in there like that. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Didn't realize it was torn before I put it in there, or I would not have added it. Okay. That should dry. We'll put that in there. Let's see, what other stuff do we have? Let's put this one. No, it's got to go like this. Yeah, let's put that one right there. We can use this one for a little tuck spot. There we go. Haven't quite decided what I want to do with the front and the back. I like the dark purple, you know, the royal purple, just maybe putting some words on it or something. Now, the only die cuts for words I have are like itty bitty words, so that wouldn't even help. So let's put this right in the middle. There we go. You see how that worked? Now we've got, oh, a tuck spot. Well, what can we tuck in there? Let me see. Here's some kitty cat stickers. Ooh, some fairy graphics. That'd be pretty. Some fairy graphics. Ah, I see what happened. We're going to need a piece of tape. Alright, let's pull this out first. I know why that's there, and I think that's a very clever idea. Okay, so now we'll put in some fairy graphics. And actually, I've been doing some dominoes lately, right? And I have some beautiful domino graphics that I could put in there. I'll just leave the paper clip on. Yeah. Okay, so we got some fairy graphics, some domino graphics. Let's see, what else? Alright, I kind of like that. So what is this? This is... Oh, this is an envelope. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to round the corners. And then I'm going to take my circle punch. Stick it in there about halfway. Oh, that moved. I didn't want it to move. There. See? Now you can actually see if there's anything in your envelope. Okay, so we have an envelope there. Don't know if we want to do one there. Let's hold off on that and do it right here. How does that look? But before we do, I want to take a ply of this, since it's a 2-ply napkin, which I didn't realize, but gives me, if I can get it apart, you know, 2 more instances, or 2 more beautiful napkins, tissues, whatever you want to call it. And some of it won't come off, and that's okay, because when you Mod Podge it, it's not gonna stay all that hunky-dory either. So let's, where's my little container? I know I got it here somewhere. Ah, here it is. Okay. This is my Mod Podge. 2 parts glue, 1 part water. Alrighty. And it comes in a really easy, I got this at the Dollar Tree for $1. You know, there's no metal lid to rust, no, anyway. Works perfect for me, and you can make a bunch at a time. So, let me find my Rut-Row Raggy. There it is. Okay, there's this. And my water. Yes, I have a big mess on my desk, and I apologize. And there is my water. So, before I put this little envelope on, I want to Mod Podge around the edges, or decoupage around the edges. So let me see if this will work to protect. Yes, it does. Yay! Okay. So, get these out of the way a little bit. Ah, excuse me. Okay. All right. Now we're going to take parts of this and just lay it down. Can you see that? Okay. I'm going to take some more. Actually, I want some of the pink in there, so look how easy that is to tear. Oops. Okay, and we need some more right here, so let's give it a little bit more blue and green. Okay, so this can get torn off right here. There we go. I think that would make for a really pretty outline for that envelope. So, let's try this really quick. Now, I did choose a thicker piece in the journal to get wet, so it wouldn't crinkle or curl so much. Curl, yeah, that's a good word. All right, and that worked. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty much, well, it's a little wet in some spots, but ain't gonna hardly be able to see it. We did forget a spot, didn't we? Got right there. Okay. But that's okay. I have another one. Isn't that funny? Okay. Gonna dry this one too. Still wet. If I could do that and it'd heat up my coffee. Okay. I'm almost thinking this is going to be too big. Almost. I will probably still use it, but let me look really quickly at what we have out. See, that's another small one. It doesn't hold up as much. It doesn't cover up as much. Okay. I think that looks better with the color scheme on both pages. What do you think? Think maybe? I think maybe. So we'll put that one on another page. And we'll use this one. Yeah. I lost my tape. There it is. Alrighty. These. Like these. It's kind of hot today. I haven't been outside yet, but I don't know if Dad's got the air kicked on or not. Honestly, I wonder if it's because I've been using my heat gun and that it's, you know, heated up the air in here. Something good. So that's always the case. That and the lights. Now, remember, no, I don't know if you remember. I don't remember which video I've said it in. But if you have excess tape, you know, that hangs off the edge, just fold it back over on itself. You know, you don't have to worry about trimming it, or cutting it off, and getting your scissors all gluey. Just fold it back over on itself. Yeah, I finally cut my nails down yesterday. Those were getting a little bit out of control. Uh-oh. I don't know if that tape is going to hold when it's not dry. When it's not dry, so I'm going to... Uh-oh. What happened? Well, I guess... Damn. Okay, rocks with the heat gun is not a good idea. Look what happened. It's still hot. The heat gun bottom melted the rock. And it's still hot, and now my heat gun won't come on. Let me make sure it's plugged in. Because it should have been okay, because I had already turned it off before I put it in there. So let me check the... No. Oh my gosh, I've had this thing forever. Please don't tell me I need a new heat gun. Alright, well, we're going to have to let it cool off. So you just learned something from me. If you choose to make, you know, a glue gun or heat gun holder with the Pringles can, don't put rocks in the bottom of the heat gun one. This is still hot. Alright, well, we're going to put this one on anyway. There we go. And I'll trim all this off another time. Let's see. Oh, that's kind of pretty right there. What you think? And here's a piece of napkin that is really pretty for these colors. Let's see. I'd like to put it on a blank page so that it kind of helps cover some of that. That works. Okay. Oh, I'll put Valspar back there again. Ooh. Okay, that's not even funny. What the heck happened? I might have to get some clean water. Is it? No. Okay, good. It's not hanging off the page. Remember how I always tell you to tuck... Oops. Well, you don't have to tuck this one. Put it that way. Probably art to have, but in the long run, it didn't really matter. Yeah, see, this is one of those thinner pages, so it's going to take a while to dry. So let me pause this here for a minute. I'm going to go get some fresh water and more coffee, and I will be right back. Okay, I had to get my blow dryer. This is taking too long to dry. And I even have a cool setting on it. But obviously that's not going to mean a difference. So I hope this isn't any louder than the heat gun, but I want to be able to get going on this. Whoa, low. High speed, everything goes whoosh. Wow. Any of you follow sports? My best friend Ivana, who lives in Ohio, she loves baseball. And her and I get together as often as we can, and I haven't been to see her in a couple years, which really bothers me because I love her so much. She's my platonic soulmate, if that makes any sense. Her and I have been friends since 1989, January of 1989. Which was very, very important to me for a couple of reasons. Because I met them, let's see, I got back to Detroit on New Year's Eve. Okay, that was after my motorcycle accident that I told you guys about before. Alright. I was on crutches. I had no front teeth. A big bald spot on the top of my head. I was only 18 years old, you know. I had a back brace on with a chin thing holding my head where all I could look at was the ceiling. And then I had the pins and the rods that were sticking out of my legs with this big long tube on it that looked like a bicycle pump. That's what I say. And they were all my age, a little bit older maybe. I was 18. Their range was probably 18 to 25, you know, in that range. And our favorite place to meet up at was Dunkin' Donuts in Novi, Michigan. They accepted me for who I was, not for what I looked like. And we're called the Zoo Crew. There's Sherry, Ivana, David, her brother. I think he's in the Zoo Crew. I'm not quite sure. But then there was John. We called him Scully. He passed a couple years ago. There was Scott, Heather, Jackie, Rich, me, Jeff, Jeannie, Nancy, and then some other friends of ours that would hang out, you know, with us all at the same time. We were the original zoo crew. And then our kids, when we all started getting married and having children, they were called the zoo babies. So now we're the zoo crew and we've got the zoo babies. But the fact that they accepted me for who I was and not what I looked like. Because, you know, when you're 18 years old, you're very self-conscious. That cemented my love and my heart for them all forever. I don't get to see them hardly at all. Devonna and Sherry, Scott, those are the ones I get to see most often. And Devonna's nieces, usually it's just Marina. I don't get to see Tori. But, yeah. I would walk through fire. I would give my left arm. I would donate my kidneys, both of them, if I could. I would do anything in the world for them. And I believe that they would too, anything within their capabilities. And that's what's important. You know, you can give and give and give and give and give to somebody and they never give back. But when you know you have someone that gives just as much to you as you do to them, and I don't just mean like money or items or things, I'm talking emotional baggage, good and bad, and then they can turn around and give it right back to you in the same way. You know you've got a true friend. How does that phrase go? They usually say it about husbands and wives, but they say, what is love like? It's when somebody knows the best and the worst of you and still loves you anyways. That is the meaning of a true friend. I've never been judged. I've never been made to feel less than what I was. And that was very telling for me. Oh, my hairdryer fits there too now. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use my heat gun. It's still super, super hot. I don't even know what to put it on. Oops. Make sure that's off. Off. Well, it's unplugged, right? Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's on or off. I'll just put it right there. Whoops. Okay, that was not a good place to put it. Anyways. Yeah, I don't think I would be the person I am today if it hadn't been for meeting them when I did. Seriously. Okay, let's dig out some of these clusters and see what we can do with them. No, we can put this one here. It says fresh. That one looks kind of cool, right? Huh? Is that mine? I didn't know. I figured it was mine, but...
Then why is it still laying there?
Because I didn't know if you thought it was yours and I didn't want to make you mad. I figured I'd wait until you tried it on and seen that it didn't fit and then say, hey, I got your shirt.
Mine has pockets, yours don't.
I know.
I'm invoking two rules about the food.
I know. Is it ready?
That's why you invoke the rules.
That's why you're invoking the rules. The rules of food. And both of them are to never complain. Okay, so let's put some glue on this one. Now see, we're using up our cluster embellishments. You know, I'm still using scraps. I haven't pulled out anything brand new. I've been using what people have been giving me or have given me and recycling things that I already had. So, you know, there's no amount of anything that you can't do without an imagination. See, now how does that look? That looks pretty daggum cool for that one embellishment. Just putting it right there, it looks like there's pockets overflowing the envelope. And see, you can still open it and get to it. So it's not like, you know, you're blocking the opening. It still opens. So to me, that looks pretty daggum cool. Okay, let's put that under there. And the little pedal on the plastic, actually that's on wire, is kind of holding this in. So, well, it does until you move it. Alrighty. So let's see, what else can we put in here? Oh, this one's a tag. With an extra long string. Doesn't seem like it's got a lot of color, so let's put it with something that does have a lot of color. How about that one? I'll have to color her first. Won't take long. Alice had blonde hair, right? And the pink pig. That's the one she's holding as a pig when she thought it was a baby. Alice had a white apron and a blue skirt, right? So, there's her white apron. With a gel pen, it covers up everything. So I'm trying not to cover up the lines like I did on the pig's face. Okay, and then we've got flesh tone. That says beach. I know I've got a flesh tone because I just bought one. It might have been acrylic paint. So let's see. Yep. It's a paint over pen, so that means it painted right over her eyes. So I'll have to fix that. Oh wow, now she looks evil. That was way too much. Okay, let's just cover her face. Let's just do it that way. And this, what is this? This looks like a scroll. Alrighty. I really feel bad about Alice's face. Okay, what word can we put above here? How about... Oh, what was her favorite? Jabberwocky. We'll put Jabberwocky. And Jabberwocky. And we will trim some of this down. Oh, I just smeared Jabber. Boy, today is just not my day, is it? Oh, first I butcher Alice's... No, first I cover up the pig's face. Then I butcher Alice's face. Oh, that's not too bad. Alrighty, so we are going to put Alice and Jabberwocky right here. We'll kind of tilt it at an angle, in case we want to put something else around the sides. Alrighty. Well, I'll give this a couple more minutes, and then I will... Oh yeah, here's the King of Hearts. So we put him right here. I'm not even going to try coloring him. Uh-oh, I think that was way too much glue. So I'm going to stop this video now. And we'll finish a part 2. Or we'll do a part 2 finishing up, or at least working on the journal tomorrow. I hope I kept you entertained, even though I feel like I was a bumbling idiot today. I hope I inspired you, given you another reason to use those clusters, the embellishments, or your scraps, or whatever you have. Like I said, I didn't go out and buy anything. Everything I have here is painty paper, stuff I've already had, line book or notebook paper. See, I even forgot, and one of the things I was writing notes on, but it came out beautiful dendritic patterning. So, you know, 2 signatures in this journal, and maybe we can figure out what to do with the front and the back. See, because even with just that so far, we're getting a little thick. So next time, instead of a 1/2 inch, I might make it either 3/4 of an inch or a whole inch for a binder. But on that note, I will see you later. Remember, if you like my videos, please subscribe, click the like button, and share if you feel what I have to show you or share with you is worth anything. I love being here. It's kind of weird to have a one-sided conversation, but, you know, hey, I'm okay as long as I don't argue with myself back. You know, then I have a problem. I can talk to myself all I want. But comment, like, and share. Okay? Subscribe. Remember to always find humor in life. If not, life sucks. And never, ever, ever, or always, 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 allow yourself to art yourself silly. Okay, and on that note, I will say goodbye. Okay, God bless.